Hi everyone, it's Michael Citron with the Parkland Parrot Real Estate team at RE/MAX Park Creek. It's that time of the week again. It's hashtag Ask Michael Monday. This is episode 7. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving with their family, got a little R&R and back to business here on Monday. Call it Money Monday. So we're back in the swing of things, and Motivational Monday as well. So in our last episode, we talked about finishing the year strong. And I quoted some inspiration from Grant Cardone as a writer: be obsessed or be average. So certainly want you to research his information that he has online and use it. So we're going to start off with our quote of the week, the Motivation Monday. So this comes from Warren Buffett. I thought it was very informative to quote Warren Buffett on some of the information that we're going to be talking about in this episode. So his quote that I like, and I've learned this early in life and early in my career, is one of the best things you can do in life is to surround yourself with people who are better than you. So what I like about that quote is that when I first got into real estate, I went and worked for a company, learned the business, went to another company, and I remember being, top agent very fast at that company. And it wasn't that I deserved it. It wasn't that I was an amazing, really informed agent and everything. There wasn't a lot of agents there. There wasn't a lot of great agents there at the office. So when I came here to RE/MAX, I first noticed that these agents were really good. They had a lot of season to them. They'd been in the business a long time, and I wanted to learn from those agents. So quickly, I remember my mother saying years ago in my life, birds of a feather flock together. So she would always tell me, hang out with kids that are motivated and working hard to succeed, in college and post college level. I knew to reach out to those people. So in real estate, I was always looking to find the best agents in the business, to pick their brain, stand on the shoulders of giants, I always say. And these were the agents that I first came in contact with. So if you're in your life and you personally want to improve, find people that have a personal life that you want to achieve, or if in business you're looking to strive to get better at your career, just reach out to those people that are mentors. I always say there's enough business for everybody. Those people want to help. They want to give back. So certainly look for that. It could be the huge deciding factor in making yourself elevate you to the next level. When I came here, I wanted to elevate. I wanted to learn from the best. So those agents at RE/MAX here and a couple other companies that I respect, they were able to help me and provide me with some knowledge and insight that really catapulted my level of understanding of this business to the next level that I was able to use and grow with. So that's one of Warren Buffett's quotes. He also said, chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. So chains of habit, again, getting up early, putting a schedule together, sticking to it. These are things that we're going to discuss in a little bit about habit, about what makes a successful person tick and how their schedules and what do they do to be successful on a daily basis. So I was reading an article, and we'll put it up afterwards. It's a study that was done by CNBC. It's called, Tim Corley is the writer. It's called 9 Habits of Highly Successful People, from a man who spent 5 years studying them. So this, Tom Corley is the writer, and he wrote this book, Change Your Habits and Change Your Life. So I haven't read that book. I'm going to look into it because I really like this story, and I'll go over the 9 habits of a highly successful people that he did the study on. So he surveyed 233 wealthy individuals. Most were self-made millionaires. And then he wanted to conduct the study and look at their daily habits, and he then compared their answers with 128 lower earning individuals of $35,000 or less. So great information that he found in this study. So the first thing that the wealthy individuals had in common was they get up early. 50% of the people that he studied get up 3 hours before their workday. They're up early. They're up 3 hours before they need to be. So I really thought that was inspiring because I get up real early. I get up 4:45, and I get up and I plan my day. I put my thoughts down. I write my goals every day. The short-term and long-term goals. So I'm doing that every day. I get up 4:45 for about 15-20 minutes. I write my goals. So number 1 on the list was that. Number 2, they read a lot. So, and I'm not talking reading your Instagram posts or your Facebook, I'm talking about really reading. So 88% of the people studied devote 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes per day, to education, self-improvement through reading. So Warren Buffett says that reading has been the most crucial habit he's developed for his career. So Warren Buffett's reading. Successful people are reading. So they're getting up early, they're reading. So, I get up every morning and I like to listen to speakers, and I'm reading that Grant Cardone book. I love looking at Warren Buffett's. Eric Thomas is a great inspirational guy. Whoever it is, just use it. Get up in the morning and look to these things, because it's going to motivate you and inspire you to stay on track, to keep your schedule in place, because those successful people, so remember, birds of a feather flock together, are already successful. They're already knocking it out of the park. All you need to do is just follow the same basic principles that they're doing in their lives. So very important to read. And if you like reading on your phone or listening to the audiobooks like I do, that's great. Just plug in your thing, read it, focus on it, and stay off Instagram at that time. Number 3, they spend 15 to 30 minutes each day on focused thinking. The rich tend to think in isolation in the mornings for at least 15 minutes a day, as the study said. So example for that in my life is I agree. I like to get up in the morning. Nobody's up. Nobody's asking me any questions. Nobody's distracting me in any way. And I can focus really on where we are in our business, where I am in personal life, things, self-identification in my life. And I do that with solidarity, with nobody around. So it's really important that you do maybe it's during the day you need 15 minutes, take a break, take a walk around your building, get out of the office. Just self-reflect on where you are. So when you come back in, your goals can be attained. You can start really preparing. Number 4, they make exercise a priority, which is really important. And 3 years ago, it changed my life, exercising. So 76% carve out at least 30 minutes or more for aerobic exercise to help clear the head. So I get up every morning, I'm at the gym for the 6 a.m. workout. So there's probably 10 of us, 8 to 10 of us that work out every day. So those people, I love to talk to them because they're just like me. They're, again, birds of a feather flock together. So I get that workout from 6 to 7. It invigorates me, it rejuvenates me. I get a lot of stress out during that time, and I'm ready to go. I go home, take my shower, get ready for the day. I'm in the office early, but that workout really makes me feel good. My endorphins are going. Everything's going. So I so highly suggest, instead of starting in January, like everybody says you should, start with your New Year's resolution. We're still in November resolution. Start working out at the gym. Start running around your block. Walk around your block. I didn't start at CrossFit like that. I started slowly by running and, doing very light exercise so I could build up to a level that I could do that intense workout. So it doesn't matter what kind of workout you do, just get off your butt. Get off your rear end in the morning early. If all you have to do is get up, if I told you 30 minutes earlier every day to achieve your goals and, healthy, happy, and prosperous, would you do it? Sure you would. So do it. The next item on the list, number 4 is they make exercise a priority. 5, they spend time with people who inspire them. So again, birds of a feather flock together. Successful people limit their exposure to toxic and negative people. So hang out with successful people. In my business, I've hung out with really great people. I've also hung out with not so great people. So understand the people that build you up, that are already successful, are going to be the ones that drive you. They're not going to be those haters or naysayers because they've already achieved a successful level. Self-made millionaires, those type of people that you surround yourself with. Great realtors in this business. There's a lot of them in our area. Or just people that inspire you in your practice. Those people will not look at you as a hard-working person that's wrong. That you get up early. That you get a healthy diet. That you exercise, that you goal plan. Those people are going to drive you to keep doing it. And I love working out at 5 and 6 a.m. Those people that come there are like me. They're business people. They're entrepreneurs. They're highly motivated and successful people. Because who else is getting up at 5, 6 a.m. to go work out when everybody else is sleeping and it's dark outside still? So understand those are the people you want to be hanging out with. I promise you, if you hang out with people that are not doing as well as you, what are they going to do? They're going to complain. They're going to say that their lives are not as good. And they're going to look to you like, what do you do? And that's great. Help people. But when you're looking to grow your business and grow your professional life, do it by surrounding yourself with people that are already there, that can help you. They have the experience. They can say, I've been in your shoes. And when I came to RE/MAX, I looked at agents that have been in the business 20, 30 plus years more than me. And they're like, Michael, what you're dealing with is, everyday experiences. I remember I came here and Bill Fitzsimmons is our broker at the time. And I said, Bill, I got 3 deals right now, and I'm having issues and I have problems, and I don't know what to do. My head's spinning. He's like, Michael, there's 70 some agents in this office at the time that would love to have your problems. And he goes, well, come in, let's sit down, let's look over them. So I remember that. I was like, wow, that's right. I really had to put it in proper perspective. I got some help from the broker, I got some help from other agents, and now I can help other agents that were in my position 10 plus years ago here. So always remember, give back, help people that can achieve the goals that you want to achieve, but also understand that you want to grow. Wherever level you're at, you're always going to find somebody better than you. Be grounded. Understand that you don't have to be thinking that you're above everybody else. I mean, truly, be passionate, be confident in your abilities, but always know that somebody's better than you. And when you identify that, you'll grow as a person. And I do every day. I say I'm so happy by our success, but I'm also very humbled. I want to grow and prosper and get better and help more people, our team, our clients, our other agents, mentoring. But I always say there's other agents out there that are doing this already, that might have a position that we can use. And as I say, stand on the shoulders of giants. And every giant has another giant to stand on. So that's number 5. Number 6, they pursue their own goals. Most self-made millionaires plan to get rich, and then they make it happen. So be obsessed with pursuing your goals. Don't let anybody else tell you what your goals should be. You put your goals together. Write them down. Make them part of your routine. Make them part of your life. Because if you put your goals together and your really heart is into something, no matter if it's playing an instrument, playing sports, being a real estate agent, being a business entrepreneur, whatever it is, go after it. Plan your goals, pursue them. Because people will be naysayers and haters in your life, and it's just part of the process. I mean, it took a long time for my own family to accept that I was doing real estate, and I was doing great. I was making 3 times the amount of money that I was making as a teacher that I was before I got into real estate. And you know what? It pushed me. It drove me. I wanted to prove them wrong as well as prove myself wrong, prove them wrong, but also understand that this was my goal and this is what I was not going to give up on. Nothing was going to stand in my way. And when you have that motivation and dedication in your life, you're going to achieve it. Number 7, and I definitely do this, they get enough sleep. So Albert Einstein preferred at least 10 hours of sleep a night. 89% of the self-made millionaires in this study sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. So, if I'm getting up every morning at 4:45, I'm sorry, I'm almost out cold by 9:30. And I used to stay up. I barely watch the Tonight Show anymore. I joke with people that I haven't seen the Tonight Show since Jay Leno was on it. So, it's those days of staying up late in the hours of the night are not anymore. I get my sleep, and I get a good meal, and I really think it's important that you have enough rest, because if you're going to get up and you're going to write down your goals and you're going to go work hard and do the best you can during the day, and inspire yourself to look up to people that that have achieved success, and you're going to push yourself, you're going to need lots of energy. You're going to need to have great diet, you're going to need to have good exercise, and you're going to have great motivation, and sleep is so a part of that. So I make sure I get a great night's sleep, and I'm ready to get up and attack the day the next morning. So get enough sleep. The next item on the list is number 8. They have multiple incomes. People that are self-made millionaires, they have multiple incomes, and I totally appreciate this. 65% of the people polled have at least 3 streams of income that they have created. So it could be a REIT, it could be real estate, it could be, a 401k, a money market, it could be a life insurance policy. Certainly we have, I always say I can help anybody. It doesn't always have to be in real estate. If you need access to a great financial advisor or planner, we certainly can provide you that. But when I got into real estate, I quickly realized by coming here and looking at agents that were successful, they had multiple streams of income. They weren't just doing real estate, because we know this market goes up, it goes down. Not everything's controlled, by other. It can be controlled by other economic factors in the world, war. If the interest rates go up or down. So we don't have control over everything. But what you do have control is that you can have other forms of income that can provide you with when the market might go down, you can certainly live off these things. So when I got into real estate, I started investing in properties, and I bought a lot of investment properties. Now we do property management. We can help clients with investments. I personally do it myself for my own family. So it's important that you do also have other forms of income. Maybe you love to write. Maybe you love doing things like on Facebook, or you want to be a YouTuber. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, I think successful business people have other business opportunities that might be presented to them through their business. I got these great opportunities of investments, and I was helping so many people make money that I said to myself, man, maybe I should do this. And at the time, I didn't have enough money to do so, until an agent at the office had helped me save and do it the proper way and go into it with the right presentation. And I was able to buy multiple investment properties, and I just kept going because I felt confident and I knew what I was doing, but I had the help of somebody else. So that was one stream of income. And certainly I love to live debt free, and I hope everybody can do that while achieving their goals. So time is money. I understand that. So your time is very strong asset for you, but also remember it's important to invest in other forms of income. So if you need any advice on that, please, financial advisor, any sort of real estate investments, we certainly can help you with that. But really reach out to whatever profession you're doing and find other streams of income that you might know a little bit about, that's within striking distance for you. So definitely put that on your plan. And number 9, which I thought was pretty good, their last one, they avoid time wasters. It's the best thing, and I think the hardest thing for my business right now is time. Time is a really high asset for us, and time is money. So be choosy on your time spent on Instagram and Netflix. Forces you to be more aware of time and how you invest in proper scheduling. So I say, well, if you get up early, you follow these 9 things, and I think it's a great article. I mean, this is true. I mean, we're living some of this. I learned a lot from this just by reading some of it. It forces you to be more aware of how important your time is. You want to spend time with family. I do too. I want to get out of here earlier as possible, but I still know that I have to do my job. I still need to plan and put my clients' needs ahead of sometimes my own. So you really need to plan. And if you do it correctly, I've never worked so smart in the last few years. I work hard, but I work smarter, so that you're able to plan your schedule and be able to achieve your clients' expectations or exceed your clients' expectations, but still have a life, still work out, still take care of your health and your family, and go on trips with them and enjoy the holidays, as we just did Thanksgiving. I had 11 people at my house. We had an amazing time, and it was, memories we'll share for a lifetime. But, I had everything ready on schedule before I went for my Thanksgiving time. I took my hat off of real estate for a little bit, and then I put it right back on that weekend and put 2 deals together this weekend. So, you really have to understand that if you prioritize your time and you really avoid the wasteful time that you probably don't even realize you're doing. There's a reason I don't work at home all the time. There's too many distractions. There's TV, there's refrigerators sometimes. So, those are things. I'm focused at my office. Everything's about business. And I don't turn it off. So those are some of the basic things from this article that I think would be very advantageous for you. We're going to talk about some of our weekend review next. So one of the things, obviously we had Thanksgiving. We had a great time at Thanksgiving. We just got a car. We just leased a new car, and I want to recommend that typical way of buying or leasing a car is you go out and you go to a dealership, you sit there, you wait, they put you in a room, they come back and forth, and I hate buying and leasing cars. It's one of them, I'm in sales, and I just hate it. It's just not what I want to do. I don't want to, again, time wasting. I feel like I'm wasting time. Just tell me the price. Come on, let's go. I don't need you to come, back 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes later with a piece of paper with a number on it. Just tell me, come on. So we reached out to a friend of mine. He's met him through the business. His name is Fred Guttenberg with Nationwide Auto Lease. If you follow me on Facebook here, you can see we just got our car, and I put a little shout out to Fred. So I really want to thank Fred again if he's watching or he sees our video, because we got a great deal on a car. Not only did we get a great deal on a car, saved me thousands of dollars over the course of the lease, but it was just easy. He brokered it out. He looked for the car, came from Orlando, they drove it here, came to my house, signed the papers on my kitchen table. We were out enjoying the car like 20, 30 minutes later. It was great. It was the best experience I ever had. I'll never buy a car from a dealership. I mean, the Tesla idea of what Tesla does, that should be the new wave. I'm always thinking of new ways in real estate to improve and, get our business to the next level. I think it's a great service. So if you're looking for a car, if you might be thinking of that, please let me know. I put Fred's information on my Facebook page, or shoot me a text. I'd be happy to refer you. He certainly exceeded my expectations. It made my life so much easier. I was working and busy this weekend, and all around that schedule, he came with a car to my driveway, and we were happy. It just put a smile on Paula's face, and that's all I cared about. So certainly, if you're looking to buy a car or lease a car, I would certainly refer Fred. He was exceptional, and he can certainly help you. And we might bring him in on one of our future Facebook Live videos so he can explain the process a little bit more. But it was very easy and totally, got it real quickly. So that was one thing. We had Thanksgiving. We had 2 inspections on Friday in Heron Bay. So right before the holidays, right after the holidays, we had inspections. And we had one closing today, actually, in Coral Springs. We had a closing for a property in West Glen. So I'm happy, and that client's actually buying another one of our listings in Parkland. So amazing. Really appreciate their business, and really thankful for, at this time where, as the holidays are fast approaching, we're still busy. We're closing out deals in November and December, helping our clients get their tax incentives by closing before the end of the year. So one other thing that we wanted to discuss, and I think we'll have multiple segments on this, because as we're getting into the holiday season, people are asking me, what should we do now? We have all these parties going on. We're traveling. Our house is going to look a mess. What do we do really when we're ready in January to get our house ready for the market? What do you suggest? So I always say there's 3 P's in selling real estate. Very simple. Say it to our staff all the time. The 3 P's of selling real estate are price, product, and promotion. So you got to price it right. You got to have great promotion, but you have to have a great product. So the product is your house. It's your largest financial asset. I've done many videos on this. But understand, when you're getting your house ready for sale, it's really important that you do the right things to get it ready and separate yourself from that personal connection to it. We have to depersonalize it. We have to disassociate yourself from the home. You almost have to take down all the pictures. Say, this is no longer my home. It's a house that I'm going to be putting on the market for sale. It's an investment. So you don't look at your investments, if you have any, or your bank account, as a personal. It's not like, warm and fuzzy. Yes, we need money. It achieves our goals and gets us to the next level. But understand, you need to disassociate yourself from your home. So a little bit, we're going to have some other segments on this, but I'll briefly discuss it. You basically almost have to go to your house and say, this is not my home. It's a house, a product to be sold, much like a box of cereal on the grocery store itself. So it's just an item that you're selling. If you disattach yourself from your house, it's hard to do. You want to have have a buyer have an emotional connection. But how can they do that if you haven't disconnected from yours? Because if a buyer comes in your house and they see pictures on the walls, and they see your kids' stuff all over the floors, and they see your dogs running around, and they see that the house is not staged, and it's not smelling nice, and it doesn't connect with all the buyer senses, they're not going to see themselves in your house, because they can't connect. And a house you have to buy with your heart and back it up with your head. You have to have an emotional connection. So we meet with our clients even before they even think about having their house truly on the market. For example, we listed a house in Heron Bay, and we actually got that house under contract. It's one of the inspections that we had, and we had the buyer for the house. So kudos to us. But we couldn't have had all this happen. Stephanie and I met with our sellers, and she got it. She knew who we were. She followed us. She watched our videos. She was very, very intent and knew the market and knew what it took to get the house ready. And we put together a staging plan. I had my handyman over. We had the house pressure cleaned, decluttered, staged, put things into storage. We did everything that we needed to do to make that house sell for as much money as possible. So we were doing that on a regular basis throughout this process. So we listed the house. We didn't put it on the market. We had a pre-MLS plan. We pre-marketed it out there, and we got a lot of attention for the property. And actually, one of our own buyers we were working with, Stephanie had the buyer, that we brought to the property who loved the house. But would they have loved it if they would have seen it the way Stephanie and I first saw it when we walked into the home? Where some sellers don't get it. They don't think it's necessary. They don't think they should take the pictures down because buyers want to identify their own pictures on the walls. They don't want to have, their dog, running up to them and, you're distracting them in a good or bad way. We want them to remember the house by how great it was staged, how it was presented. Again, price, product, promotion. If your product is presented well, it's going to sell fast and for more money. When a house sells fast, that means it's sold for more money. If it's on the market long, they typically don't sell for the highest price. So the plan of getting your home decluttered, getting a storage, getting an agent to come in like us that can put a plan of action together so you truly go room by room. You list with us, I promise you, we will make this flawless. And since we're in the holiday time, enjoy your time with your family, but you should also be ready because it can take weeks to get your house ready. Maybe you need to fix something. I always tell people get your roof looked at, get your major appliances looked at, your AC, your water heater, do a 360 tour of the home, make sure the roof is checked, for no leaks, because when the inspector for the buyer comes to your home, they're going to be very critical. And when buyers look at your home, they're going to even be more critical because they're going to assume the worst. If they see a little stain, it's the worst. It's better to fix it just for the buyer to think that there's no issues. And they will pay more money because they will see value in your property. So decluttering, desaging, getting a storage unit possibly. You're going to be moving anyway. Start now. So if you get items from Christmas or you have extra stuff in the house, start packing it. Do not let it out there. Nobody wants to see the poinsettia plants after the holidays. Put them away. Take them. Go give them to the neighbors. Please. I've seen so many poinsettia plants after the new year, and it doesn't help in staging. You take photos of a house, it still looks like a Christmas house. It looks like a holiday house. So, definitely allow for staging. Sometimes you want to move some furniture around. Sometimes you want to take pieces out. And certainly, we've sold so many homes, we can help you with staging suggestions. We've taken the staging classes at the board. We work with stagers. If your house is vacant or partially vacant, we have staging companies we can recommend to you. We have moving companies. Again, we're your go-to agent, not just for real estate, but for anything involved in the process, because so many things go around our business that we see. I can refer you to a great financial advisor because I know I personally am looking at multiple streams of income for my business, and I want you to as well. I want you to have access to that person I work with, so I could certainly help you with that. And I want you to make the minor repairs, and I want you to start doing crazy upgrades, because you might think, putting on black countertop on your kitchen is going to make it look so much better. And it might, but the buyer might like white. So, it's better to do the things that buyers expect. Again, they want to have the senses. They want to smell that the house. So if you have carpet that needs to be cleaned, or if you have a dog in the house, you might want to paint. You want to, make the eyes feel that they're drawn to not having so much clutter in the property. Lots of things. We have a whole staging plan of action. You list with us. We start room by room, and we spend hours upon hours. So this can take time. So if you're thinking January 1st, we celebrate New Year's, I'm calling Michael, I'm calling a real estate agent to come out. 10% of the inventory to 15%, we have more of that already, because sellers are already ready to throw their house on the market. And they might throw it up and not even think that they should have it staged and ready to go. But we want to, presentations, everything. So if your house is photographed, it should be photographed at its best angles and features. It should look its best. So when we put it on the market, nobody even thinks it looked like that. Nobody would even think that the house in Heron Bay needed those staging things. The seller knew. She's like, I have a family, I know. She got it. She decluttered, she depersonalized immediately because she understood the value. But if you are thinking about doing that, understand, January 1st, your house might not be ready till February, March. So you might lose that one buyer that's willing to pay that premium price. I would hate for that to happen. So We recommend a pre-inspection. We were offering that. If you have your home ready for the market, it might be advisable now as the market's kind of slowed down a little bit for the holidays. Inspectors might be more readily available to come out and do a pre-inspection. We'll be happy to help you with that, to get a home pre-inspected before your home's ready to knock out these handymen. We have multiple handymen that we can help that's trusted that we use for our own properties. And certainly any other avenue in getting your home ready for sale. I promise you, we will sell your house for the highest possible price. I guarantee it. And we will sell it in the fastest amount of time and make your experience go smoothly. Because wherever you're transitioning to, we want to help you in that regard. If it's local or out of the area, we can certainly refer you to an agent that certainly exceeds their clients' expectations like we do locally. So I want to recap. I had a great week. Ask Michael Monday. This is our 7th episode. I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions, you have any concerns, constructive criticism, whatever you're looking for, we're here to help you. So please, respond to our message me, call us. You have our numbers, and we're always accessible. We're never too busy for your referrals. We've sent out a lot of Thanksgiving cards, and certainly would love to earn everybody's business and trust. So if you know anybody looking to buy, sell, rent, if they need property management services, they're looking for their investments, please give us a call. I appreciate you watching our videos, and I wish you a great night with your family. Take care.